What can we say about vegan diets and healthy aging? This new study that just came out, they looked at nearly 3,000 elderly people in China and controlled for things like socioeconomic status, for smoking, drinking, exercise, obesity, and so on and so forth. And what they found was quite interesting. The more plant-based you were, and vegans had it the worst, the less likely you were to demonstrate signs of healthy aging. Vegans were about 69% more likely, or nearly 70% more likely, to have a chronic major disease as they get older. They saw they're about 50% more likely to have a mental health disorder and nearly 2.5 times more likely to have cognitive impairments.
So here we have Sean Baker citing observational epidemiology after spending years claiming this type of research is weak, crappy, and garbage. My personal favorite quote is, "If you think epidemiology can tell us what diet is going to make you live longer, you're a moron." So what does that now make him? Anyway, on to the study. He does mention some of the factors that the researchers adjusted for, and you can see them here, but there's no mention of diet quality. So without considering diet quality, it is true that the vegans had a lower odds of healthy aging compared to the omnivores, and the vegetarians may have, but it was not statistically significant. He then goes on to claim that vegans had a higher odds of suffering from chronic diseases, mental health conditions, and cognitive decline. However, none of those results were statistically significant. So it's not even clear if there was an effect there. In reality, there could be no difference at all, or vegans could even be at lower odds of some of those. This study doesn't support strong claims in any direction, so it's incredibly dishonest to present it like he did. Now, what Sean won't tell you, potentially because he didn't even read the study, or perhaps because he's dishonest, you can decide, is that when they looked at vegetarians, including vegans, with higher or lower diet quality, it was only the vegetarians with a lower diet quality that had a significantly lower odds of healthy aging. That was not true for those with a higher diet quality. So it's quite possible that the vegetarians or vegans who were running into health issues were those who were eating diets rich in refined grains and pastries and low in things like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. In fact, other research on similar populations have found that those with diets richer in healthy plant foods and lower in animal foods tend to have slower biological aging, a greater odds of healthy aging, and tend to live longer lives. And now that Sean is a fan of epidemiology, I'm sure he'll want you to know that unprocessed red meat consumption is associated with frailty, cognitive decline, cardiovascular disease, and an earlier death.